All right, so in this lesson, we are going to look at colors in Ionic. Ionic comes by default with some colors, and we're going to see how to use them and how we can add our own colors. Let's get started. So in the previous video, I talked about a source file that comes with every new project that you create in Ionic called variables.scss inside a theme directory. Now, this one looks exactly like the other themes um, that comes with Ionic that we can use. That is the default theme, and then the dark theme. The other time we look at how to change to the dark theme and how to come back using the default theme. Now, when you look at the file, you realize that there are some named colors here that uh, we can use in our Ionic applications. So we are being told in the comment here that it's highly recommended to change the default colors to match our app's branding. Yeah, but there is one thing. The only color required in every Ionic project is the primary color. So you can remove all of these and everything will work. The primary color is the only required one. So how do we use them? Well, let's go into our, let's say, home page. Let's see how we can use. So for example, the Ion navbar has a color attribute that we can use, and by just providing the name of the color like primary, like so, the background color would change to the primary color here. So let's check it out. So that is it, the color has changed. Let's use the secondary color to secondary color. All right, so that is it. Let's go and see, and that is it. The color has changed to the secondary color. Now, how do we add our own colors? It's pretty simple. You just add it to the other colors, or you override the ones here. So let's just override one of the ones here. Let's choose a different color. I'm using the color picker that comes with Visual Studio Code. All right, so now I've changed my primary color, and let's change the color attribute to primary, and there we go. The primary color has been changed all over our application. So we can add our own. Let's say we want to add a Twitter color. Okay. All right. So we can also use this in our app by just providing the name, and there we go. Well, I don't think I got the right color, but so it's just a demonstration. Let's say you have some buttons, Ionic buttons that you want to use as login buttons. So let's say login web Twitter. We have the other ones. You can just provide the color. Twitter. Add it. Let's see. We're using our primary. Oh, let's go and see. Sorry. A mistake. You add the color and you provide. Yep. Let me show you another thing. Now, there is another way to define the colors. For example, if you want to determine what color should be your text color when you use a particular custom color that you define, well, there is one way to do that, by just providing the base as the color you want and the contrast to be the text color. Alright, so let's test it out and see. So that is it. Now let's change the contrast to white. Alright, and now text color changes to white. So you provide the name, and then into brackets you provide the base and the contrast. Now let's say you've created your own component and you want to use one of the colors, like the Twitter color, as the color of your, let's say, background or the text color. How do you do that? Well, let's say we want to use the Twitter color as the background color of the Ion content of the home page. So Ion content, we want to use background, we want to change the background color to the color here, the Twitter color, but we don't want to hard code it. How do we use it? There is a color function we can use, so color, then we provide the colors variable here, and we specify the name of the color. Now we can just end it here. Let's say we are using secondary. We can just that's it. Let me add important case. Alright, let's check it out. Alright, so it has changed. So let's say we want to use the Twitter color. We provide it and we indicate which one we want to use. So we provide a base, and that is it. And it's changed. So that is very, very simple. We need not hard code our colors. We can use the ones that we define in the colors, named colors here. So that is it. If you want to know whether a particular component supports a color attribute, like the Ion navbar or the button, you just check their APIs in their documentation. For example, if it is an Ion component, you go to the documentation and check the APIs, and you will know. Even inside the component documentation, you know whether they have a color attribute. So for example, buttons, oh sorry, when we go to the buttons, the buttons API documentation, then we check the input properties. We are being told here that it has a color attribute that we can use. So by default is primary. We can use a secondary, danger, light, dark, or any that we define as we've already seen. Alright, so that's all I can say now on colors. If you have more questions, you can ask in the comment section below. If you think there is something I should have added that I didn't, you can comment it out below. Alright, in the next lesson I'll talk about buttons, the type of buttons and how you can tweak them. See you in the next lesson.